Alright, so today you're going to be dealing with me, and then there'll be two Chud Weasels giving opinions on my top 10 games of all time. This isn't an ordered list, this will just be in order of whatever comes to my mind. So the first game that
Sounds
comes
like
to
you're really
mind,
prepared for this.
GTA 3, was the first 3D
Was that his computer sound?
I think it was. Yeah, I was like, how rude. No, that was definitely his.
Come on, man. Where's
Yep.
the editing? Jesus, this video is shot from the start.
GTA game.
It's a GTA 3.
It had just this super dark atmosphere. The characters were hilarious. Radio stations were on point.
Chef's
I
kiss.
can't fault the game. I still regularly.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, I can fault the game. The guy, like the
Yeah, I
main,
can fault that game.
you the guy you play doesn't even speak like at all. He doesn't speak a word. So there is that. Like, and I know people allude to like some sort of a backstory on that whole like why he doesn't speak thing, but
I just love that he starts. He's like, so they're in no order. It's particularly dark. And then he's got the background where it's obviously Elden Ring. But I like the duality with his seat that's like this bright pink fucking two sides of a coin.
You play it. Second on the list, that's going to be Mafia. Similar sort of style game to GTA 3, but it was in this gorgeous 1930s city. Storyline was very obviously inspired by Goodfellas, which is a brilliant movie.
Yep.
It was just so cool. At the time, it felt like you were in this re-embodiment of the 30s.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it was
and the
brilliant.
remaster
the definitive
was
edition has made it, even more current and more immersive for modern systems. So,
I know it's a React video, but I haven't got much for that.
No, really. Have you not
That's a
played
good
it
one.
before? Have you played it?
No,
Oh my
game.
God. Oh,
I don't
so
do
good.
crime games all that much, to be
So
honest.
good. This one is like, it's not so much crime, but it's like, it's more like story, like it's just a really cool story.
Yeah, because I didn't feel like GTA did.
Yeah, GTA was a bit like, just do shit because you can. But this was very story driven. Like you can get really into it, and the ending is just like awesome. So yeah, definitely worth a play for that one for sure.
I'm mildly annoyed he didn't put these in order because I wanted to tear apart the order.
All right. Rate them down from 1 to 10 or something.
Yeah, I want to be like, how could that be your number one? But yeah.
I think it's hard to give it an actual like podium,
Nah,
like,
he's just being a coward.
I'm struggling to find a number one. Like, anyway.
He's just being a coward. Number one's the one you spent the most hours in.
Max Payne. That's all I should really need to say.
It is.
Yep.
The game that brought out bullet time, or at least made it popular.
Yeah. That was such a cool aspect of that game too.
Setting, horrifically sad story, and just brilliant gameplay. Like, what's not to love? Next one up, I kind of struggled with because this is part of a whole series, but each game's individual.
Definitely Final Fantasy.
For sure.
It
like,
looks like he's
without
about to poop.
Yeah, because he knows whichever number he picks is going to piss off a lot of people.
100%. Yeah.
I think I've stuck with Final Fantasy VIII. Now, that was the first Final Fantasy that I've ever purchased myself.
I'm actually a little surprised because he's a big 6 fan.
Right. Okay.
And he like shits on people for being into 7, but he does like 8 as well. But I know that he's like a big 6 fan.
Final Fantasy VII was the first I'd ever played, but 8, it was brilliant. I played it so much as a young'un, and I still picked it up regularly and played it over and over and over again. Yeah, it's just a rock solid JRPG, brilliant story. At the time, it was visually amazing, and the soundtrack. Nobuo Uematsu, holy shit, dude. Hey, look at that.
That's a pretty good effort.
Wow. I feel like he really did his homework, or he actually really likes that game. I don't know which one.
Yeah, I think it's a bit of both, to be honest. That was solid. Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
I'm going to be bringing up a modern game. So this one's Overwatch.
Yes, makes sense.
First-person shooter with some really cool lore. Not that it necessarily matters.
There's lore in Overwatch?
I had no idea there was any story at all.
I didn't know that. It's just team deathmatch, isn't it? Like, I didn't realize.
What I thought. Yeah.
Yeah, wow. Okay.
That's a bit strange.
You don't have to follow any of that. But it's just a really cool shooter.
Well, there you go.
It's unlike anything else out there. And even the esports scene for it, like the Overwatch League and contenders and that, is fucking awesome. Yeah, fucking brilliant game. Enough talking about new games.
Did one. One.
Let's talk about Star Wars. Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah, okay.
2. Now, a lot of people will try and ream me for choosing 2 over 1.
Specific.
But made by Obsidian, the people who did Fallout New Vegas. I think the story was slightly better, but that's... But 2 just...
He's really thinking.
Amazing. Learning more about the Mirror Lucas. Yeah, the worlds
Star
that you
Wars
visited in
nerd.
that one. Brilliant. The whole thing with Malachor 5. It's just like perfect.
That's the most emotionally invested in anything I've seen, Jace, that wasn't a slice of life show.
Yeah, that's weird.
There's so much feels in that.
Yep.
I'm gonna make a GIF out of him being like, and now he'll do it to me impersonating him.
But it is a close call. Knights of the Old Republic 1 is a brilliant game as well. Now this one might shock people, but it's another RPG and it's set in space. Shock horror.
Mass Effect.
Mass Effect. I'm not picking a particular title because all 3
Definitely
are brilliant. Andromeda doesn't count. Fuck Andromeda.
Oh, he's dropped the trilogy. He's dropped the trilogy down.
The most.
That counts as 3 places. You can't be dropping a trilogy.
I don't know.
That's your top 10 franchises of games, not top 10 games.
Wow, he's not saying like Elder Scrolls, for instance. He's saying, like, I think they're like a story that runs through, like, just kind of picks straight up from where the last one left off. So
I don't know. I haven't played it yet. Like, he bought it for us, and I super want to, but then Elden Ring came out.
I know, right? And then Elden
and now
Ring.
I don't have a life.
No.
Amazing world building. Like, you play those games and all of a sudden you actually seem to understand the lives and interactions of these alien species and their planets and everything. So much happens there. And then there's really good combat. And then the actual story itself is great. And then, like, I guess if you're into getting freaky with aliens, like, that's the thing.
Of course.
It's just...
I have heard about this.
I like how he looks scared about it at the same time.
that freeze shot right now, he just looks terrified.
That's a meme for sure for all the like.
You're gonna get when Brady with aliens.
When Brady interrupts me for the 6th time. Just at the
So, people who know me probably know that this one's coming.
The fucking sly look.
As far as I'm concerned, that is the pinnacle of Fallout games. 1 and 2 were brilliant in their own rights, but a visual upgrade is amazing to add to it. And doing that, but enhancing it more, because I really felt like Fallout 3's story wasn't that great. Adding this brilliant story, survival elements, the lore, the soundtrack, everything. Fallout New Vegas was just all the best elements of Fallout just all put into one tight package.
I can't tell how he really feels about it. I need him to express himself a little bit better.
I know, right? He's very passion driven about these this top 10.
I mean, it's good though. I mean, that's why we do the show with him, and he's like our gaming one, right? Like, because he is that invested.
Sense. Makes sense.
It's good.
It's good. Borderlands 2.
It's good.
Now, it was kind of hard
Borderlands
to pick
2.
which Borderlands, except obviously just fuck off the pre-sequel. But, you know, with Handsome Jack, the first appearance of Tiny Tina, how replayable it is, how funny it is, you just can't say no to Borderlands 2. It's just fucking brilliant.
I actually hard agree on that one because I don't do that many shooters. But Borderlands is just great. Everything about it, from the way it was graphically, how much that suited what it actually was.
Yeah, that
was
pencil
really cool.
sort of style, sort of drawn in look.
Yeah, it was really
Very
cool. It
cool.
just suited it. And then the weapons and the power-ups, it just all worked in a very fun way, I felt.
Yeah, for sure.
What are we up to? He's not keeping numbers. It's going to be
Damn
8
close. Be damn close.
The original, but also to a lesser degree the entire series, because can't really fault it. Just rock solid first person shooter.
Half-Life, he said.
Amazing setting and story. And then as sequels come in, that story gets far more complex and diversifies. Enemies design and the AI for the time for the original was absolutely impeccable. Like, it's just, it was an experience at the time, and I really wish that we got a full proper remake of the original so younger generations could experience how brilliant Half-Life the original is/was.
Like, I wouldn't be surprised if it's going to come out eventually, though. I mean, like, you think about all the games now that have been remade from, like, the night. I'm waiting for Tekken 1 to get a re-release.
Yeah. Speaking of these top 10 and remakes, Max Payne 1 and 2 have recently been announced as a remake.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, God. Justin dropping bombs in someone else's video. I love it.
I know, right?
And that's my top 10.
Oh, is it?
That was it.
Yeah, cool.
All right. That actually wasn't unreasonable. I wasn't surprised by at least 6 of those.
That all made an awful lot of sense to me.
Yeah.
I don't think I took away anything particularly new from that. Mass Effect doing the trilogy was a bit dodge.
Nah. I'm all for it if it's a story driven thing. I think maybe my top 10
was
might
Star Wars?
allude to one.
Was Star Wars? Because like Knights of the Old Republic 2, he picked 2 in that.
Yeah. No, they're no, it's not a continuation-y thing.
Yeah, cool.
I mean, I guess sort of Borderlands 2 is a continuation of 1, but not really. It's not like super story.
Were you surprised he didn't put Elden Ring on that list?
Yes and no. I mean, it is a really good game, but there's just so many others out there. And the hard part is, like, when we were 16, that's where our memory core like kicks in. So that's like all the music and all of the games and all of that stuff that we experienced back then. They're our most like important experiences to us.
It's like nostalgia bias almost.
Yes, almost. Yeah, very much so. And my list is looking very much the same. Like,
well,
not
I know
the same
that
as Jace's, but the same era. So
mine's going to be very different. But yeah, I look forward to yours. That'll be fun.
Yeah, it should be good.
Cool. All right. Well, we hope you guys all liked us reacting to Jace.